YouTube is updating its terms of service. Specifically, they're making it so that you can be banned from YouTube or even have your Google account removed if you're not making YouTube money. The thing is, this channel is, at the time of this recording, not monetized at all whatsoever. Some people have talked about, and they believe it's probably due to the fact they're trying to do their very much not a secret quest to become something like Netflix rather than being, well, YouTube. They're trying to pivot toward a premium content model, which is very obvious by the various premium content services they started offering alongside the base YouTube, such as Premium, YouTube TV, and YouTube Music. Because being able to ban someone for being commercially viable means that they can get rid. It means that it can become not about who wants to make things, but who makes YouTube money. Which will probably be only the middle to top creators, depending on a variety of factors. Due to this, I'm probably going to be moving to another video streaming platform. Or at the very least, opening a channel there and starting to upload videos there. Because this YouTube channel is not long for this world. It simply isn't. Hold on, let enough people make us think about it that YouTube changes that, but the likelihood that they will is nearly impossible. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I've stopped uploading again. If it's all going to be gone within the next year, what's the point? Even assuming that YouTube doesn't make further changes to make it impossible for me to get monetized, I'm not going to reach 1,000 subscribers before my channel is deleted. I simply don't gain subscribers fast enough. Whether due to the fact that I'm not good at commentating, or due to the fact that I don't upload very quickly, but it's simply a fact. I'm growing too slowly, I'm too new. Well, technically I've been on here for 2 years, but most of the first year was trying to find my way. There will probably be another video after I choose a stream platform. With a link to whatever I put there. I might even add such a link to the description of this video. Depends on when it goes out. There are about 4 main choices I have. Dailymotion, Vimeo, PeerTube, and BitChute. BitChute's unlikely just because of the fact that it's stigmatized as being primarily inhabited by political activists. There is that stereotype. I don't get political on this channel because, one, again, I'm too small, which means that YouTube would have no problem getting rid of me instantly. Because I tend to have very strong political opinions. Well, opinions about everything. I have very strong opinions in general. And the other is the fact that there is no type of hatred for someone greater than hatred of them for their political. Basically, the most furious type of hater is the one who is a hater because they have different political opinions than you. I do not want to attract that kind of person. Because I do not handle irritation well. And I'm very self-conscious, I think of, for... Assuming so much is going on that it would be a bad idea, even though I do legitimately want there to be more general types of content, since it's not meant for being a politics forum specifically. It's meant to be a general streaming service. It says that people who get political and don't do what's considered mainstream tend to get kicked off YouTube pretty frequently, which is why they move to BitChute, which is probably what fuels that stigma, that stereotype of BitChute. PeerTube is a bit intimidating to enter so far, but that's because I'm unfamiliar with it. I'm not quite certain that the viewing experience for the actual viewer on Dailymotion is sufficient, and I do not know anything about Vimeo. The irony is that despite the fact that BitChute has the worst reputation of all the potential alternatives, which is why it does have the easiest to understand layout for me. If you're wondering why I know that, it's because I've tried to find gaming content on BitChute, and there is some, it's just more of a minority because YouTube is the most popular stream. That probably won't be the case within a year of now. Or at the very least, other ones will start growing more. I might continue to upload videos I've already recorded during the meantime, but I do not expect to be able to be on YouTube for much longer. I will likely stop uploading on December 10th, which is when the TOS updates take effect. Except maybe a Christmas video and a New Year's video, which will probably be the only two things posted after that. If I choose to post anything after that. If YouTube changes differently, if YouTube gets a hold of itself, to put it very bluntly, I might stick around for a little bit longer, but I am going to be exploring alternate avenues for sharing videos. Because YouTube is unsustainable. I don't normally do this kind of video, which is essentially a sort of rant video, but, well, I'm likely to be leaving YouTube. Well, correction, I'm likely to be kicked out of YouTube shortly. Because I'm small enough that no one would care. I have a small enough subscriber count that no one would care that I was gone. I'm sorry I'm having to make this video. This isn't the first time I've considered leaving YouTube, but this is the first time that it seems to be certain that I will. I wanted making videos to be my career. thing I wanted to be was a YouTuber. I wanted to spend my life entertaining people and making them happier. Because from my perspective, that's the only way I can contribute some small bit of improvement to the world. But it seems that I won't be able to do that now. Google took that away from me. If I do get on any of those other streaming services, or even all of them, I'm not popular enough that people will move over to those services to watch me. I mean, I have other non-YouTube related projects, but I work so slowly on them, they likely won't get popular enough to live off of donations either. This is the endgame. Since Google will probably delete my channel before December 10th for slagging them, well, I've already stated very much that I consider them to be at fault, so I'll state it very bluntly. I am mad at them. I am mad at Google for doing this. And to those in the comments who are now going to start saying, haha, stupid person rely on their fame for their living. Do you have no empathy? Because you seem to have no empathy. Do you people who ridicule YouTubers when they get shafted, do you have empathy? Do you have the capacity for empathy? Because I'm starting to doubt that you do. In fact, for that matter, I don't think Google has empathy either. It does seem that this has been a legitimate strategy to make YouTube the absolute #1, so that when they pivot it toward a Netflix-like model, people would stay at it, rather than moving to services that remain similar to YouTube. The thing is that there's a similar scenario, a smaller scale version of the scenario that's going on involving with that smaller scale version going on with Twitch. The streamer known as Ninja left Twitch for Mixer, and from what I can tell, there are some people who have started watching him on Mixer. The only YouTubers mega popular enough for that to occur with other platforms will probably be left alone because of the fact that they're mega popular until it's too late. Either they die of old age, leave YouTube for other reasons, stop making content entirely, or things other than that, and by that time YouTube is all just celebrities and such. Google, if I wanted a TV streaming service, I'd use Netflix because I actually do watch things on Netflix. You cannot become Netflix because of the fact that there already is a Netflix. just in case it wasn't apparent, I'm only barely laying out a small portion of anger that, due to the many varied ways in which the management at YouTube have completely, utterly failed in ways that are either malicious or negligent. That anger from that has been accumulating for a long, long time, ever since the first apocalypse. To the slightly less than 50 subscribers, it's been nice entertaining you. Well, if you subscribe, that seems to be the reason you subscribe. I'll be recording a few things up until December 10th, but by that time, if I'm not terminated for calling out Google, which is ultimately in charge, and if Google is not responsible for the decisions, Google could stop these bad decisions from being made. That and Google is kinda dubious. All the big five are, but Google is one. I mean, Google's the focus of this video. I'm actually going to link in the description a documentary series by the mysterious Mr. Enter called Technocracy, which goes more into depth because this is about the fact that I may be leaving YouTube within this year or the next one. Again, most likely by December 10th of this year. And why I'm doing so, but with the going into the horrors of being a YouTuber, well, that is the cause. But, you know, it's been nice knowing y'all. Whenever I whenever I choose on a specific alternate platform, I'll link the channel or whatever it's called on that platform description there. And I'll start uploading some of my existing videos to there, since there needs to be some sort of content. But for the time being, expect relatively little. Having your dreams crushed isn't exactly conducive to wanting to work on things. The only thing I can hope is that the combined assault from creators like Tim Pool, who have recognized what YouTube is trying to do, and Jorg's Grave, I'm probably mispronouncing it, along with YouTube's union, all pushing together, hopefully can have this reversed. Through a collective backlash. To you, the viewers, spread the word. Winter is coming. And with winter comes a YouTube purge. Because YouTube does not want to be YouTube, it wants to be Netflix. And at the same time, it wants to prevent anyone else from filling its niche. Again, this is a more ranty sort of video than usual, but yeah. I might open up a BitChute separately from whatever new platform so that I can voice what opinions I have in that regard. But on my main sort of channel, that's not going to be the subject. I'm still going to be primarily a gaming channel. In the meantime, I'm going to try to be funnier, show more personality. Happy Thanksgiving, really early Christmas, and hopefully the next year will somehow be better than this one. This is Isaac, signing off for one of the last, if not the last time. Goodbye.